Two sides with lofty ambitions meet at Dorothy Laver Reserve in Ashburton, as Alamein and South Melbourne will come to blows in the NPLW Victoria. The top four, a positioning, is something that both teams will want. And out of these two, it's South that occupies one of those four priceless slots. Alamein on the outside looking in that regard at the moment, but a chance to close the gap on their home turf this afternoon. As Danielle Mikulev is at the end of the Alamein line, just helping her team through and giving handshakes to her team. Rather unusual, but she's got a smile on her face, so why not? My name is Oliver Walker-Peel, and I'll be taking you through this one in the NPLW Victoria between Alamein and South Melbourne. To the teams then, and Alamein will make one change from their team that faced Burundara Carey last week. Out of the team drops Annabelle Haffenden, and coming in is Matilda Laurie. That team is as follows. In goal is Alana Murphy, set to be a back four of Matilda Laurie, alongside Kristen Malloy, Ash Lefebvre and Danielle Tepeta. In midfield, it'll be Sydney Allen, it'll be Emma Runnels and Molly Burke. In the front three, and they said there's one change, there's two. In fact, was Ruby Walsh drops out of the team as well. Yeah. Attacking three of Tepeta probably moving into the attacking roles, and Catherine Renahan will help slot in to the defence. So it'll be a bit of a reshuffle for Liam Kafka-Sweeney and his charges. And for South Melbourne, they are unchanged from their last outing, which came against Preston. In goal, it'll be Christina Esposito. It'll be a back four of Grace Taranto, Sophie Papasasis, Bella Stewards to complete that back four. Midfield three of Misha Westland, alongside Letitia McKenna, who has recently returned from international duty with Australia's Young Matildas. Grace Rapp will complete that midfield three, with the front three of Francesca Iamano, Taylor Christensen and Emily Roach to round it all out. So the Alamein to get us underway in what could be a huge game for them. Taylor Christensen looking to get things started the other way though. Rather audacious shot, rather easy for Taylor Murphy to deal with. Alamain's players with names on the back of their shirts, aside from the two Laurie sisters who've recently just joined the club in 54 and 55 respectively. As the Taylor Christensen fan club is on location at Dorothy Laver Reserve, to the surprise of South's number 9. In the meantime, Roach rolls it across for Westland. Now with Papatsanis. South looks to get things going on their right-hand side. Will work it forward. Sydney Allen trying to combine with her midfielders, but that foray forward has come unstuck. Free kick has been picked up by a referee in Terry Constandelos. It'll go the way of Alamein. Alamein, a club celebrating their 10th anniversary this year. Have become a powerhouse of Victorian football in that time. Tepeta trying to make something work, got it across for Renahan. Heavy touch from Malloy, almost allowed Mikulev in. As Christensen couldn't control, out of play for an Alamein throw. Micallef opening up the plate, looking for the crossfield ball. Bella Stewards scores! A super South Melbourne start, punctuated by a wonderful finish. Getting forward, Bella Stewards with an effective finish off the post. And the visitors are off to a flyer. What a stellar crossfield ball too, to set it all up. Seward setting South away. And they're looking to build on the momentum here. Stewards again, on for Micallef, with a couple of Alamein players to contend with. Ball out of play. I'm sure that George Georgiades will be happy with how his team have started things. Sophie Papatsanis over to take the throw. Christensen battling for it. Attempted a clearance from Rebecca Saber. Not as effective as she would have liked. That's not normally her game though, Rebecca Saber. She's very capable of putting the ball in the back of the net. Top scorer for Alamein this term with 11 goals from her 13 previous appearances. Bit of control there by Emily Roach, who's impressed in her first season in South Melbourne colours. Had previously been on the books at Heidelberg. As Christensen receives on the left-hand side, breaks inside the box, cutback looked on, Renahan in the road. Christensen trying a second time, and Alamein seeing fit just to send it into touch. They're under real pressure here. Francesca Iamano to throw it back in. Reynolds back doing the defensive duties. Let's play again for another South Melbourne throw taken by Iamano. It's played infield for McKenna. South Melbourne turned away. Micallef. Heavy touch, but it might still work for South. Ball forward from Letitia McKenna. Couldn't quite find a teammate. That South Melbourne midfield is laden with quality. Letitia McKenna with almost a century of A-League women appearances to her name. The large majority of those with Melbourne City, including the recent A-League Women's Grand Final that Melbourne City are ultimately unsuccessful in. The loss to Sydney FC. As South have it back here. Roach benefited from a bit of a ricochet. Ended up giving it away. To play from Matilda Laurie. One of a few players out there who've come through the emerging setup with the NTC. Matilda with 2 spells at Alamein and time with Effie emerging in the middle as Christensen has it back. Has it back for Roach, who elected to shoot! And why not, when you've got quality like that? Emily Roach with a scorcher. And even with all of South Melbourne's quality throughout their squad, it's very hard to envisage any player scoring a better goal than that for them this season. Two really well taken goals from a South Melbourne point of view. This team showing why they are so wonderful to watch. Alamein really chasing the game now. This might help them here. Allen tries to get around the goalkeeper after a sloppy bit of play at the back. And that's off the post. Molly Burke nearly answering back with a wonderful goal of her own. South playing themselves into so much trouble. I reckon that one from Molly Burke might have topped the one down the other end if that had found the back of the net, but in the end the post coming to Christina Esposito in South Melbourne's aid. Emily Roach adjudged to have been fouled. She's come across to South Melbourne after spending time playing in China. But now back on Australian shores. Had played 16 times for Heidelberg before the move over to China. South Melbourne free kick sent in. Helped away only as far as Iamano. Good play from Harriet Laurie, who's at a second NPL Women's Victoria club this year, started the year at Calder. It was fizzed into Roach, now with Letitia McKenna. Swung in by Papatsanis, unmarked. It was Misha Westland who'd made the run forward from midfield. And perhaps she ought to have done better, given the wonderful position she'd managed to occupy. Great run forward from midfield, but couldn't get enough on the header to really trouble the Alamein goalkeeper in Murphy. South Melbourne coming in waves. Seward, who's been so impressive to start. Lefebvre trying to clear, that's blocked out of play. Sydney Allen giving chase. All the way back to Esposito, whose clearance was a little bit interesting and also gave her team something to worry about, but only momentarily. In the end, it won't cost her because South Melbourne have won themselves a free kick just back of halfway. Iamano. First time ball on. Didn't quite work for Danielle Mikolev, who, if that name is unfamiliar to you, was married after she last kicked a ball in 2023, was formerly known as Danielle Wise, and that name I'm sure would be familiar to many fans of Heidelberg and South Melbourne, but same player, different name. marrying former NPL men's Victoria player Justin over the off-season. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that he wasn't so recognised as being such a lethal marksman, but a good player in his own right. We spent time with Altona as South have it back. Ball forward for Micallef. Christensen's there in the middle, the crossing is blocked behind. And there'll be another South Melbourne chance here. This time they'll have a corner to try and profit from. Set piece sent in. High ball, Murphy electing to punch. Danger not averted from an Alamein point of view. Chance at the edge of the box. The shot coming in from Westland was blocked. And out to play again for another South Melbourne throw. So Laurie running out of room. Thrown in shorts for Roach. As Malloy helps clear. Thrown in for the Heidelberg player in Micallef. South content to play it around. Across it goes for the former England Youth International in Grace Rapp. Now Molly Burke plays the ball out wide. Fev trying to get forward. As the ball is sent in towards Allen, flicked away. There's South. Give it away. So to Laurie. Let's try and get away from Micallef, but gave the ball away in the process. Alamein have it back though. Played out wide from Sabre, who will receive back. Looks to go alone and didn't catch Esposito out. Christensen occupying space on the south left. That's the ball looking for Roach. That was cut out. Runnels. First time ball forward came from Lefebvre. Not on the same page as any of her Alamein teammates. Catherine Renahan to take the throw. Looking for Molly Burke, but she couldn't get on top of that. Tilda Laurie working down the Alamein left. Good bit of work by Runnels to win it back for Alamein. There's a worker 1-2 between Reynolds and Sabre. The ball into the middle wasn't quite as refined. Given away by Christensen. Sabre presents it back to South Melbourne. Out wide from Roach. The opposite number 16 in Lefebvre comes in to lay a good challenge. Micallef. Played across for Letitia McKenna, but Allen got there and sent her shot wide. Proven herself to be a wonderful player in this league, Sydney Allen. Now in NPLW Victoria appearance number 94, has scored 44 goals in her previous 93. The Missouri-born star. Much like Danielle Micallef, formerly of Heidelberg as well. Played there from 2019 to 2021. Here is Allen, looking to roll it in behind for Sabre, who had made a really good run, but good bit of work by Grace Rapp to cut it out. Good play by Grace Taranto to win it back. It's played forward for Westland, who had it taken away by De Petta. Ranahan. Harriet Laurie, who was fouled by Taylor Christensen, who in her own right has got a fair bit of pedigree. Played at the Under-20 Women's World Cup for New Zealand all the way back in 2016, so that 8 years ago now, but she hasn't lost it in terms of the quality. 5 goals so far this campaign and 16 in 33 since joining South at the beginning of last season. Christensen, well played. Roach, Micallef. Gave it away to Kristen Malloy, who is another New Zealander out there today. The Alamein defender born in Auckland. Runnels caught the ball underneath her feet. Esposito looking for Iamano, whose first touch was one of quality, and next involvement was to win her side of throw, which she did well. Always been an exciting player to watch, Francesca Iamano, and showed as much for FE Emerging, where she scored 6 goals in 79 appearances for them at this level, but quite often seem to make things happen as South Melbourne try and play out from the back. Almost cost them, but they're good enough to get away from the problems that initially presented them. Taranto out wide for Christensen, who looks to try and send this in towards the back post. Winning the header was Bella Stewards, and Micallef will convert. And it's the South Melbourne Stars combining for another wonderful goal. And Alamein are now looking for somewhere to hide. And the problems are becoming so stark that they've called a meeting between the entire 11 to try and work out what's going wrong here. Alamein clearly a super side, but at the moment things aren't working for them. And Sydney Allen trying to take it upon herself, it seems. Looking to try and run at the South Melbourne back line. Couldn't get by Francesca Iamano. Christensen going north. This turning into a South Melbourne procession. Iamano gave it away to DePetta, who then played it against Harriet Laurie. Forward from Iamano. McKenna finding Christensen again. Faced by Malloy. South's number 9 giving that one away. It's a crossfield ball, a good one from Lefebvre to find Sydney Allen, who will try and curl one. Well off target in the end, but that a somewhat promising response, at least leading up to the shot. Molly Burke looking for Danielle DePetta, who had made a surging run forward, didn't find her. Lefebvre tried to keep it alive and was able to buy her team a corner. Which Sydney Allen will venture over to take. Plenty of options in the middle. Allen Couldn't find one of them in navy blue. Edge of the box, Lefebvre tries to send it back in, but Esposito kept it in play and slipped, and almost a bit of a hairy moment there for Christina Esposito. Here's Sydney Allen. Had the option on the overlap. Ash Lefebvre getting forward. Looking to pull it back for Sabre, who couldn't connect with it. Good build up down the left, but didn't lead to the finish that Rebecca Sabre desired. Out of play, last off Nisha Westland. Or at least that's how it looked initially, but instead it would be a South Melbourne ball. Micallef. A good crossfield ball for Seward, who tried to kick and rush shot past Lefebvre, who was up to the task. As the lights start to take effect at Dorothy Laver. Free kick on the way for Alamein, who, in all fairness, haven't had anything to really go at beyond this opening half an hour. Sabre. Now for Harriet Laurie. Good work by Taylor Christensen to get back. Sabre almost won it. South keep it. Now with the Amano. Down the left goes Micallef. He will cut in field. Now Roach! Oh, that's stunning! South Melbourne turning on the style and then some. Emily Roach has been dazzling in this first half. Adds a goal to go with a super performance already. And South Melbourne have 4. And again, Alamein are left looking for an answer. Burke. Now Lefebvre on the Alamein left will try and send it in. Way too high for Sabre. No one else was making a run into the box for Alamein. Cut out by Ranahan, and the ball will drift out of play. Alamein presents it back to South Melbourne. Already looking for a fifth. Malloy cuts it out, and if they are to score a fifth without reply, it would equal South's biggest win against Alamein, which was a 5-0 success here back in 2021. And the fact that we're already thinking about that, or that's coming into the question, just shows how good of an afternoon this has been already for South Melbourne, with the bulk of it still to come. Ranahan gave it away. Roach, who scored the fourth, looking to try and thread it through for Christensen. Allen. And the ball out of play. Despite the best efforts of Harry Laurie, as Ranahan misjudged it, did well to get back and make sure that Micallef couldn't do anything more with that. As the ball heads through the gantry. And not even when it comes right to me can I get a touch of the football. There's a reason I'm standing here and not on the pitch. Also trying to shield it away from the very expensive camera equipment that's only metres away. I suppose we leave it to the players out there to let the football do the talking. And me to do the talking on the football. Ball in ball from Miamano. Can only find Kristen Malloy. DePetta. Fev charging forward again on the left, as she loves to do. Let's try and play it against Papet Sarnis, but back to help out was Bella Stewards. Malloy to cut it out. Burke looking for Sabre, who tried to use the body, but able to win it back was Grace Taranto. Ball from Miamano. Christensen once more. It's rolling behind. Just to be offside though is Misha Westland. Esposito under a little bit of pressure. Gave it away to Allen. Burke. Ronald skewed it. All right, Laurie. Ball Out of play. I'll play by Sabre to roll Grace Taranto. Free kick on the way for Alamein. Sydney Allen and Molly Burke over this. Looks like the former getting set to strike it. It'll be Sydney Allen. And well over the top in the end. Got underneath that a little bit too much. Mano. Rapp, who made her England under-19 debut alongside Arsenal's Leah Williamson, who came off the bench against Norway. As the ball comes dangerously close there to striking the power lines, which wouldn't be ideal whatsoever. Mano. Nice nutmeg on Renahan. Trying to get back, Harriet Laurie. Iamano towards the back post. Unable to get anything on it. Taylor Murphy, and in the end she didn't really need to, with it being too long for anybody in a South shirt to get onto it. Fouled there was Daniel Mikolev. Roach just sending the free kick. Danger not dealt with. Shot from Sewers was blocked. A few shots for handball. As Sewers wins it back in towards Mikolev, who tried to keep it out in front. More shots for handball that aren't answered with a pointing to the spot. Now Harriet Laurie lost it to Iamano, tried to win it back and couldn't quite. Christensen, first time ball forward, and Taylor Murphy able to get there, the former Ringwood City goalkeeper. Played for them at VPLW rather last season. Almost went with VFLW, please excuse my switching of codes. Here's Roach. Looking for Mikolev. Malloy took it away, but not before the ball had gone out of play. Matilda Laurie. As Alamein lose it, but only temporarily, as Stewards was the last to touch it before the ball had gone. In fact, she's managed to play her off Alamein opponent. Iamano, another South nutmeg this time. On the receiving end, Harriet Laurie, as Allen tried to flick on. As far as Taranto, who found Christensen with poise. Roach. Now for Iamano. First time ball into the middle, and the volley over the top from Bella Stewards. But right up to that point, it was another wonderful display of South Melbourne football. And there's quite a gulf in class between South Melbourne and their Alamein contemporaries so far this afternoon, and it doesn't look like changing if we're being honest. Speaking to how good South Melbourne have been. Sabre was fouled. Alamein wanted the advantage, and given the whistle had gone, they won't be permitted to take it. Renahan towards Ronalds, who was offside. Wise. Good play from Roach, who was hauled back by Matilda Laurie. Iamano. Roach, McKenna, Hapatsanis, Ranahan able to help it away. Alright, Laurie, Allen looking for the switch towards Lefebvre. The cross sent in, but out of play in the end. And that'll be half time. A wonderful half for South Melbourne has been and gone. And if you've never seen South Melbourne play at NPLW level before, then that is exactly what you should come to expect. Maybe not always the gulf in class between themselves and their opponents as we've seen so far this afternoon, but goodness me, they can play football. And they've shown that so far this afternoon here at Dorothy Laver. Goals from Mikolev, Stewards, Christensen and Roach have got the visitors in an absolutely wonderful position. And I'm sure the team talk delivered from George Georgiades will be vastly different, given from Liam Kafka-Sweeney to his Alamein team. Half time here at Dorothy Laver It is Alamein 0, South Melbourne 4. You're with Oliver Walker-Peel, and we'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back to Dorothy Laver Reserve, where here in this NPL Women's Victoria clash, it is South Melbourne firmly in control against Alamein. They lead by 4-0 after a wonderful first half performance. 4 different goal scorers too, if you don't mind, with their absolute best players getting involved, whether that be scoring or helping provide. Every single player in a South shirt can hold their heads high after that performance in the first half, and still with 45 minutes to play, how much can they pour the misery on Alamein for the remainder of this afternoon? Oliver Walker-Peel is my name. I'll take you through the next 45 minutes and change in this one as we're underway for the second half. Alamein looking to restore a little bit of pride into that scoreboard before they can think about doing anything else. Runnels. Forward from Sewards. As Christensen was fouled. The referee just going to check on Emma Runnels. South were ready to play, but the referee wasn't in a position to be able to watch it. Well, it's behind for a corner for South Melbourne. Referee making exactly sure that the ball is at least connected with the quadrant at some point. Sent in and headed behind for another South Melbourne corner. With the absence of a fourth officials board, it's hard to track changes, but it looks as though Alamein have made at least one, with Estelle Bugius heading that one behind Alamein's number 8. As the South Melbourne corner is taken short. Once the box sent high. Trying to get up there was Grace Taranto. As Alan looks to make something happen. Be well to keep that one in play. Tight ropes the touchline. There's a couple of South Melbourne players to contend with. Happy to settle for a throw. Sabre inside the box. South Melbourne will try and help it away. Going to be a free kick as Christensen is brought down. Malloy trying to thread it through for Allen. Well controlled by Papatsanis. South try and work it forward again. Christensen. Going forward for Roach. Emily Harbis has come on 2 for what it's worth for Alamein, so we'll get to those changes in a minute or so. Without the board, you've got to manually work them out, but I think we've got there. So both the Laurie sisters have come off, Harriet and Matilda, replaced by Emily Harbis and Estelle Bugius. Bugius in season appearance number 3 and Bugius in number 11. NPLW Victoria appearance number 106 for Emily Harbis, formerly of Bayside United as they were formerly known, now the Bentley Greens. Christensen down the left as South look for 5, cut back towards Micallef, and the first touch was heavy. Ball gone out of play. Emma Runnels thought that it was an Alamein throw and took it quickly, but the officials team had not too long after worked out that it had gone the other way. Down line from Papatsanis. Heavy touch from Micallef, who finds someone on the fence. Papatsanis down the line. Ball didn't quite get through to Sabre. Roach, Malloy, out of play. Play by Westlands. Over towards Harbis, who won a throw. Christensen working her way forward. Played in behind, and the offside flag goes up. Roach couldn't quite convert anyway, and Murphy was initially having to make the save. She wasn't to know that the run was made a little bit too early. Play from Catherine Renahan, who scored her first goal in this division in June against the Essendon Royals. It was in NPLW appearance number 75. And she found the goal. Hadn't scored in a previous 74. Runnels rides the challenge, plays out wide. We're looking to make something of it, but Sabre couldn't be found down the inside right channel. Lefebvre with a back flick. Gave it away to Sewards. Former Oakley youth player Bella Sewards. So the crossfield ball. This time ball forward from Harbis. Couldn't quite find Sabre. Lefebvre cutting in field. To try and roll it in behind wasn't a bad idea. Was looking for the run of Rebecca Sabre, but South's defence standing tall again. Sabre. And I floated it towards Runnels. Header on target, but rather tame in truth. And Esposito taunting Sydney Allen, really, just waiting to pick the ball up until she was put under a little bit more pressure. Which still really wasn't much, given that she knew what she was doing. Papatsanis. First time ball for Sewards, who tried to play it in field. Lefebvre working out of a phone box. She played that so well. Ball down the line. Allen will give chase. She'll get there first. It's Sydney Allen looking for one back. Rolled across. Sabre blocked away. And somehow it's kept out. How in the world South Melbourne have kept that out, I'm not quite sure, but what wonderful play it was by Ash Lefebvre to work it forward. In the end, Alamein couldn't get one back. South looking down the other end. Bujus will be under pressure here. Roach has won her team a throw. Allen towards Harbis. Harbis again. That striker hand, it did. Nisha Westland was right on it. Grace Rapp. Tamsley seemed to slow down around her there as she sidestepped past one, but the end of free kick for Alamein on the way. Looks as though South Melbourne want to make a change here. In fact, there is a board there. Didn't see one for any of the original changes or to indicate first half stoppage time, but maybe I need to work on my vision as the shot coming in from Harbis was turned away. Georgia Candelas will come on here for South Melbourne. On for Sophie Papatsanis. Georgia Candelas, formerly of Box Hill, has been a regular off the bench for South Melbourne so far this year. In NPLW Victoria appearance number 56. That's sent out of play from Renahan. Kiara Hanopoulos on 2 for South Melbourne. Trying one from distance, Ronalds. Looks as though Chronopoulos has taken the place of Letitia McKenna. Petta, Burke, Ronalds, Christensen. Roach was dispossessed, but didn't matter as it's gone out of play for a South Melbourne throw. Burke trying to roll it in behind. Sabre almost onto it. Great bit of defending. How good was that from Grace Rapp? Getting a foot in to ensure that Alamein weren't in behind. Westland, Christensen, and Roach driving in field, looking to get it forward for Mikolev, but that one too cut out this time by Renahan. Lefebvre, the former young Matilda. Now with Sydney Allen. Burke over towards the Alamein right. Harbis was waiting. Central ball. Mischarged. Allen scores! One back for Alamein. And as well as Bella Seward has played, that's one that she'd want back. Didn't judge the ball and it drifted through for Sydney Allen. And Alamein have started on the long road back in this one. Bit of patchwork done to the pitch in the meantime, and we're back ready to get underway again. 4-1. By Sydney Allen's 7th goal of the campaign. Allen. Albugius. Burke. Alamein playing with a bit of confidence here. That's what goals can usually give you. Rap. Saw that one blocked. It's rolled in field. DePetta trying to work it in behind. Allen will try her best to get there, goes over, but Esposito got to the ball fairly. Taylor Christensen sorting her laces out. And all of a sudden it feels like this game is slowly starting to turn momentum-wise. Still a long way in front, South Melbourne, but Alamein playing much better football than what they showed in the first 45. Ball forward for the substituting Candelas. We'll try and swing it in. Ranahan there at the front post. Who lost it. Roach. Who wasn't fooling Ranahan there. Ball out of play off South's number 16. Ball out of bounds. The shot from Hernopoulos blocked. Sabre. Good work again by Grace Rapp. On the overlap went Westland. First time ball towards the back post. Alamein able to defend it. Ranahan able to clear. Bring the header, Allen. Rapp there again. And a really good second half. Good sliding challenge coming in from Bujus on Christensen. Grace Rapp, who has previously played in midfield throughout her career, is slotting in rather seamlessly to the heart of South Melbourne's defence here. As Alamein are preparing a switch of their own here. To be a South Melbourne free kick as Christensen is fouled. From the resulting free kick, it goes over the top. Taylor Murphy was worried for a split second, but probably only that long as it drifted out of play, and this will present the avenue for the Alamein change, which will see Savannah Anastasopoulos come on here for Emma Runnels. Anastasopoulos, a former Casey Comet, and also trialled with Melbourne City. Brought up her 100th NPLW Victoria appearance earlier in this campaign. Flare flicks on, but out of play. Feels for handball from the Alamein players. Stewart has it taken away. And down the line for Sabre. Infield for Allen. Great work by Hronopoulos to take it away. Now Roach, who's had a wonderful game to this point. Sliding challenge from Emily Harvis. Christensen went over, and that's due to the fact she was fouled. And the yellow card has been brandished. Resulting free kick, swung in and all the way in. Not sure there was a touch on it. It might well have gone all the way through. In any case, no matter the score, South Melbourne have a fifth. And it was Emily Roach, the player who had swung the free kick in. And the congratulations had gone her way. And so it looks like a brace for Emily Roach, who has been absolutely spectacular. Renahan. Ball down the line for Sabre. Out wide from Westland. Christensen with it. Went with a step over and went alone, and in the end that was quite a way off target. Petter. That's a foul against Grace Rapp. Free kick swung in. And at the second phase, a shot had come in from Anastasopoulos, but straight at Esposito, who was able to make the save. Ranahan. Lefebvre. Defense trying to keep it. Burke helping out. Lefebvre again. Trying to arc it in behind. Defending by Rapp again. Ranahan. Lefebvre. Trying to turn away from Seward, who had fouled it. Tough day for Alamein to this point. They'll be at home again next week to face Box Hill. As Ranahan sends it in high, Esposito able to claim. South Melbourne will face Berlin next Sunday at 1 o'clock at Lakeside Stadium. So South Melbourne returning home following this game. Lefebvre. Anastasopoulos first time. Sabre lost it. Now Candelas. Lefebvre now with Malloy. And we'll try and break the lines. Gave it away though. Anastasopoulos was hauled to the floor. Malloy to take the free kick. Header diverted the ball's path, but no problems there for Esposito. Clearance not quite working out for South Melbourne. Try to do something with Emily Harbis, and Rapp will send the ball out of play. Behind for an Alamein corner. Just floated in towards Harbis, who couldn't get anything on it. Malloy could. Chronopoulos making the challenge. Let's turn it behind for another Alamein corner. In towards the middle. Over the heads of all in the box. Malloy to try and recycle it. Candelas, as it looks like South Melbourne are preparing another change. Esposito to play for a throw. Anastasopoulos hit the floor. Alamein have it back. Central ball cut out by Westland. So that one will drift through rather harmlessly to Murphy. Anastassopoulos. Allen looking over the top for Sabre. South Melbourne so composed again. Taranto. Here's Georgia Candelas in a fair bit of space. Looking to get by DePetta. Still with Georgia Candelas. Good work by Lefebvre too to get back. This will present a spot for the change, which will see Jess Sheehan make season appearance number 8 in the league, taking the place of Misha Westland, whose afternoon is ended early. Jess Sheehan, who initially wasn't named in the senior squad, but did play in round 1 against Bentley, so despite not being initially named in the squad on the website and in the season guides and whatnot, she was, well, within Georgiadis' plans for the start of the campaign. Ball arcs forwards. Taranto looking for Christensen, who tries to hook it back in towards Mikolev. Well played by Taylor Murphy. Burke. High ball towards Anastassopoulos. Renahan. Played out wide for Lefebvre. Malloy. Now Allen. Anastassopoulos. The first time shot flashes wide. Emily Harbis with a hand up in almost apology, as if the intention was to switch it, but it didn't look too far away if she was having a shot. From this angle at least, it might be a different view from behind the goal. See how close it actually was. Candelas receives it back off the 1-2. Ball forward from Sewards. Christensen looking for Mikolev. Down the line from Miamano. And a foul given away by Danielle Mikolev on Estelle Bugius. And a Anastassopoulos around the corner. Emily Harbis as Alamein players start to move forward towards Emily Harbis. Or Lefebvre rather, as she'll try and send it back in. Good work by DePetta. Lefebvre. The attempted clearance from Sewards was blocked. Grace Rapp. Christensen. With Esposito. Allen stepping in. Lefebvre, who'll Try and run at Jess Sheehan. It's turned out to play. A couple of South Melbourne changes on the way by the looks. There's a big moment on the way for Keisha Jacobs, who will make a senior South Melbourne League debut. When the chance arrives. She's a former South Melbourne junior. Had left the club to play for Bayside United and has come back to South for this season. One of two changes on the way for the visitors as Lefebvre gives it away. Candelas unable to keep it there. Roach, a rare misstep from her today. Just across the cover. Anastasopoulos. Allen clipping it forward. Burke. Anastasopoulos away from one. Taranto across to make the challenge. Renahan. That'll be South Melbourne throw in. And the change, or changes, can happen here. So Taylor Christensen's race is run. And also coming off Emily Roach, Annalise Bader, and the aforementioned Keisha Jacobs coming on. Bader making appearance number 5 for the season in the league. And Keisha Jacobs making South senior appearance in the league number 1. Allen to roll it forward for Anastasopoulos. To play for Emily Harbis. Ball down the line. Alamein go forward again. Taranto able to help it clear towards Sheehan, who wins a throw. So we're about to move into second half stoppage time. Flicked on by Allen towards Burke. He tried hard to Try and make something of that. Claimed by Esposito into the first of 3 added minutes at the end of the 90. South Melbourne on the verge of their biggest win of the campaign. As Candelas tries to send it in. Good work by Malloy to bring it away. The ball had gone out of play. It's now the 5th time this season that South have scored 4 or more in the league. First time they've got to 5. They scored 4 previously against Bentley, Effie emerging. Bentley again and Preston. And it's in each of their last 3 games now they've got 4 or more. And 4 of their last 5. The one anomaly, they scored 3 in a 3-2 win over Brunswick Juventus. So this South Melbourne team knows how to score goals, and then some. Jacobs wins a throw. Showing some basketball skills as she moves to the touchline. Anastasopoulos. Sabre as Alamein look for a consolation here. Harbis. She ain't got something on it. Ball behind for a corner. As everyone bar Alamein goalkeeper Taylor Murphy will stand inside the box or just on the edge of it. As it's swung in by Allen. Not fully dealt with, and now it will be. Bugius. Renahan looking for Lefebvre. Candelas had a play off the back of Kristen Malloy. And that'll do it. A 5-star South Melbourne performance. All the damage done in the first half. With 4 goals from George Georgiadis' charges. And that really broke the game open. A better Alamein performance in the second half, but not nearly enough to really trouble South Melbourne, who will add another 3 points to their tally in another dominant performance. There were so many attacking players who were able to get on the score sheet and make things happen. Danielle Mikolev, Bella Sewards, Taylor Christensen and Emily Roach all scoring goals, the latter with 2, including 1 from a free kick. Alamein did get 1 in the second half, thanks to Sydney Allen, but in the end that was about all they had to be excited about this afternoon. Full time from Dorothy Laver. It finishes in the NPLW Victoria. Alamein 1, South Melbourne 5. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, particularly if you're a South Melbourne supporter. 2 senior wins, 1 here and 1 last night in the men's competition, so a lot to be happy about if you are a fan of the Lakeside Stadium Club. I've been Oliver Walker-Peel. A pleasure to have your company this afternoon. Take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now.